From Cornwall to Birmingham and Johnston and Bexhill, here's Ruben Spar on the radio.
Hello to Sadie Summers Music. How are you today?
Hi, Ruben. Yeah, I'm really well. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for letting me chat to you today. So I think you become a singer-songwriter in 2003. So can you tell me how was your journey in the music world?
Sure, yeah. 2023, I developed the stage name Sandy Summers, and I went off venturing with my solo work. Before that, I actually started singing with formal singing lessons around about 10 years ago. I hadn't been writing at the time, but the lady that took me through the Australian Examination Music Board, we did exams there, and she was really encouraging of my singing, and her sort of like confidence in me led me to just be inspired to write. So I moved on for that and started writing. But those songs, obviously, they didn't get to the studio until only just recently. So some of the songs that are, or one of them in particular, is nearly 10 years old. So they date back a fair bit. It's a bit sort of like not a challenge, but it's a bit surreal revisiting the feelings of a song that you wrote so long ago, and then bringing it to life in the studio. Yeah. So, really happy with how things are travelling along at the moment.
So, what was it like going into the recording studio?
Yeah, a little bit daunting to start with when you're on your own. At first, I wasn't very confident with my songs. I haven't really had any songwriting workshops or anybody critique my songs. So in a way, I was somewhat embarrassed when I spoke to the producer, because I thought my songs might have been a little bit on the immature side. However, straight away he was very confident in the work and believed in me, and that sort of like really lifted my spirits and enabled me to tip in and do my best there and enjoy the experience. It turns out I actually wasn't too well when I recorded. I didn't know I was actually ill at the time and ended up in hospital a couple of days later. But yeah, I can hear it in my recordings. But I did quite well considering. Very determined.
So, how do you come about the organisation called Blue Shamrock Music?
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess you could say just by word of mouth. Once I had produced my songs, I needed some method of getting them out to radio, and I just don't have the time for anything like that. No independent artist really does on the scale that is possible for it to be. And that's where these distributors such as Blue Shamrock Music come into play. And I guess through just seeing them on Facebook and just having a look at their websites and seeing what plans they had available, and talking to Stephen, he's very professional and he made it so easy. So, yeah, the decision sort of like went pretty quickly with that.
So, can you tell me more about your debut single called Jet Lag?
Yeah, that's the first one that I released back in July 2023. Jet Lag is a song about, basically, as it suggests, taking off and just starting again. It's a song about determination. I had some feelings. Obviously, it's from a past relationship that inspired me to write this song, and I had some feelings where I felt very drained and almost like a hangover, you might say. And I started writing this song. I was somewhat inspired by Lainey Wilson's lyrics, and I don't know how, but I just started writing it from the very beginning of the first verse, and I wasn't even sure at the beginning what the chorus was going to be, but then it just headed that way, that I was feeling like I was jet lagged, and that title came to me, and and that's how I built it in. So, yeah. And when we went into the recording studio, I had this idea at the end how I would like the ending to be. And so that was the first thing I discussed with the producer, and it became the beginning. So it's a funny story how the ending became the beginning. So I really like that.
So what's it like working with a producer from your point of view?
Easy, yeah, really easy. Simon Johnson down at Hillbilly Hut on the central coast of New South Wales, he just really knows his stuff. He mixes so well. He has all the artists, other instrumentalists available to call upon, depending on your needs. And he's just got he's got an ARIA award. So, but there are so many producers out there. But Simon definitely is easy to work with.
So, can you tell me more about Run Today?
Yeah, Run Today. It was written when I was actually just starting myself out in a unit, and I spent some very lonely days, I sort of actually ended up underneath a stairwell. I don't know why, but I found a favourite spot in this new unit, and then this song just came to me, and I had my guitar with me, and I guess I just strummed a couple of chords, and that's when I started putting the words to it. And basically, it's a song about hope. It's about, I'm just trying to remember the lyrics myself, thinking back because I'm on my new song at the moment. It's about like leaving this town and thoughts of starting a new life somewhere else, giving up everything you have, basically, because I did actually went from nothing and moved on from there. So there's hope in this song, and that's the end result that I was trying to portray with that.
So, where do you get your inspiration for songwriting?
Absolutely. I've loved music all my life, all different sorts of music, rock and roll, country, everything mixed in, so new and old. So I'm actually drawing it in all the time. It never stops. It's like every radio broadcaster, I suppose. They hear a good song and it just sort of like sits with you, and it gets better and better every time you hear it. And so that's where I draw some of my inspiration from, obviously from my instrument as well. It can move me to sort of like hear it. I know hear lyrics come from it. It's a really weird thing to say, but the chords, sort of like the happy chords, resonate with a happy song, and obviously the sadder ones resonate with more like sort of an outlaw sad feel. So yeah, the guitar as well can come into play. Yeah, but mainly other artists inspire me, and obviously life experiences as well, my own and others too.
So what kind of guitar you got? Because I see you got a guitar behind you there. So what kind of guitar is that?
Yeah, that's my D'Angelica. So I'm a left-hander, and when I went sourcing a guitar, most of the left-handed guitars back when I was looking were all in a natural finish, and basically they didn't do sunburst or any of these beautiful colours or anything that you see in the right-handed guitars. And then I came across this brand, and straight away it struck me because it's pretty ornate compared to what I was looking for, and it has like a really nice sound to it, really sort of deep sounds to it. But I believe the D'Angelica brand come out of the USA from two brothers. Don't quote me, I may be wrong. It's just I'm recalling it from my memory, and I think round about the 1928s they started making jazz guitars somewhere in New York, I think it was, and it's developed from there. So I'm not sure if they're still around and where they manufacture their guitars now. But yeah, I have a really close association with my guitar. I really love it. As many artists do, you become attached to them.
So how long have you been playing the guitar for?
I've only been playing the guitar probably for about 8 years. And I took guitar up to actually spend some time with my boys, my younger boys. They'd been through soccer and tennis and not done too well that with athletics or achieving. They were never sort of like winners and grinners. So I wanted to do something with them other than throw the cricket ball out in the yard. So I thought, oh, well, we'll take up some guitar lessons, and it was a great bonding experience. I'd recommend it with any mother or father that wants to spend more time with their child, because you get a lot of laughs, and you also get a lot of progression moving forward. It's very satisfying.
So can you tell me more about your latest single called One Step at a Time?
One Step at a Time. Yeah, that's right. So this was one that I actually wrote 10 years ago. So I pulled this out the drawer when I went down to see the producer. Basically, this is about relationship turmoil. It's about repetitive behaviours that make you feel suffocating in a relationship. And obviously the chorus too has that repetition in it as well. So that sort of conveys that too. But it's about making a decision to either stay, and time will tell the difference there, or move on as well. So, yeah. One step at a time. And the album cover, I actually developed the artwork myself. I've had some comments about that since doing so, but I really think it's fitting because that's obviously the legs going through the air, through the clouds, not knowing where you're going, that next step, tripping over, you've just got to take it, not knowing what's underneath you, and just keep going one step at a time.
So can you tell me more about your debut EP called Summer Storm?
Summer Storm, yeah, Summer Storm. I've got my debut EP here. Thank you very much. I've got it in hard copy. It hasn't actually been released yet digitally because I've just been drip feeding the singles off it. However, it should be out within the next 6 months digitally, but hard copies are available, and yeah, so you can get in contact with me through my website later on. I guess I'll inform you what that is. But yeah, once again, I called the EP Summer Storm because that resonated with me because I was just starting off solo, and my level of determination was basically pretty hectic, pretty heavy on. So it was like a storm. So yeah, so it sort of came from that idea. And then when I looked at the individual songs and how they stacked up, they actually do have like a running order. And yeah, I just feel like the Summer Storm title really suits the album. And I'm actually on I do some gigs at the moment on a tour, a Summer Storm tour, where I go up the middle of New South Wales, where I've been as far as Moree, Muswellbrook, in between. And, yeah, so I play all the country favourites and pop and throw a few of mine in as well. So, yeah, really enjoying that too.
So I know you say you got one more single you're going to release off that album. So have you got any more plans to write some more music in a new future?
Absolutely, yes. I'm really excited. I'm actually going to a songwriting workshop in the next 2 weeks during Easter time, and it's called the She Songwriting Workshop, and it's been run by Lynn Botel. I'm sure you're familiar with that name, coming out of Tamworth as one of the huge artists there. So, and I believe Melody Moko is involved as well. So I'm really looking forward to experiencing what that retreat has to hold for me. I had a little bit of trepidation there because it's pressure on myself to sort of find that creativity. So hopefully when I get there, it's an atmosphere that promotes everybody to feel good about themselves. So I'm really looking forward to hopefully tapping into something there and getting another list to run with the producer, list of songs.
So have you got any upcoming gigs coming soon?
Any what, sorry?
Have you got any gigs coming up?
Yes, absolutely. So I've got one up at Narrabri. It will be in the middle of April. Actually, I'll be at Narrabri a couple of times through the year, and as well as Muswellbrook Hotel. I've got one coming up at the Denman Dust Rust, Dust and Diesel Truck Show. So I'm really excited about that. That's out at Denman. It's a town somewhat inland from Muswellbrook, about an hour inland from Muswellbrook, and there's a lot of country folk out there. They will love their truck and dust and rust. So we'll throw some music in there, and I absolutely love singing a lot of the driving songs and the trucking songs. It's something that I factor into every performance. So no doubt I'll be throwing some Take It Easy in there from the Eagles and those sorts of songs that hopefully will appeal to those individuals on the day that are there enjoying the truck show. Denman Rust, Dust and Truck Show, I think it is, and Machinery Show. So it's all the old cogs and wheels of the very old machines as well that they set up and they have them running. And that sound just constantly goes all day. Yeah.
So, can you tell me, what's it like being an independent artist for you?
A little bit scary. Basically, I'm just discovering ways of doing things when I get to it. There's a little bit of a plan in process, but most of the time it's just, pardon the pun, but it is just one step at a time. But I am getting fantastic support from people like yourself and community radio around here. And it's very encouraging because it just allows you to find more inspiration and hopefully keep going. Yeah. So
you chatted about doing some gigs in Australia, but what about further afield? What about Europe or UK? Because the UK is becoming very popular in modern new country music.
I have heard that. We don't have any immediate plans to go to UK, but you know what? I'm actually excited. We're going to Cowboy Christmas over in the USA in Vegas at the end of the year. So I don't have any plans to perform there, but I might be tempted if somebody gives me a left-handed guitar and see what that has to offer over there. There's plenty of buskers get out on the streets in Las Vegas, but I'd be certainly interested to know what it's like in the UK. I have seen some artists that have gone over there recently and been very successful, so no doubt.
So finally, can you tell my listeners where can they find you on your social media?
Sure. Okay. So I have obviously the Facebook and the Instagram pages at Sandy Summers Music. I also have a website, sandysummersmusic.com, and I'm available. My songs are on Spotify, all the major platforms, so you can find me on there as well. And I actually have a YouTube channel like yourself. So I've got some music videos on there if you'd like to go along, if your listeners want to go along and check out on YouTube, Sandy Summers Music. It's my official artist channel, and you'll find the jet lag video on there as well as a song called Devil in Her Heart. So I really hope you enjoy that. Jump on and have a listen and a look, and who knows, I might be doing another video soon. So subscribe and follow the news with that one.
Thank you for letting me chat to you today.
Thank you so much, Ruben, for your support of indie artists in Australia. We love you. Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.